I in the spacesuit? That's a great question. Some of you may remember, some of you may have heard. A long time ago, I said that for me, personally, in my career, if we did this, it would be for me the equivalent of a moon landing. And so what I can tell you is we have firmly put our flag on the moon.
Come on, Neil!
Now, watch this. Cue the video.
Are you heading in the right direction? You can sprint. You can hustle. But with so many options, how do you know where to go? Trust your gut. It's not just a reflection of your health. It's what's driving it. Like your fingerprint, your gut is one of a kind. And it's trying to tell you something. Introducing the next generation of gut health testing, a home health blood spot test that reveals 5 science-backed biomarkers into your gut's unique functions, giving you the directions to find your own path. Test. Don't guess. From the pioneers of test-based, personalized nutrition, Zinzino. Inspired change in life.
Come on! Everybody! You will never, ever have to reach into the toilet again. Come on! Thank all of you. But I really want to thank for their vision and their determination. I want to thank Hilda and Orion and Doug, who were crazy enough to keep believing that we could do this. So give them a huge round of applause. I want to thank everybody at Zinzino headquarters, because everybody's played a part. But I need to mention a few specific people who worked tirelessly on this. And when I say this, if I miss anyone out, it's with apologies. But I particularly want to thank Dr. Martina Torrissen, who will be with us very soon. I want to thank our product doctor, Sebastian. Give him a huge round of applause. He won't be on the stage. Make him feel the love. Thomas Gunderson, Paul Clayton, Ida Marie Pedersen, the list goes on. And then a fool like me in a spacesuit gets to come and introduce it all. So, I'm not going to take up too much more time because there's more important things to tell you. But you may have heard me say it, and I'll say it again, that the gut is the center of the human universe. And when we step into that space and we aim to explore it and be able to tell you something meaningful that is going to empower a more positive change to your health, we really are going out into the unknown. And it's based on the last 50, 40 years worth of breathtaking research that has taught us so much, and very cutting edge research that we've implemented. The history in Zinzino goes back somewhere 7 years, but the team who've worked tirelessly on this for the past 18 months, 2 years, really have taken this somewhere brand new. And it is be assured, because you will reach, or you will be met with some questions. There is nothing like this. We are the first across the line. We are changing how health is done in a whole new way. This place is vast, it's complex, it's central to health. It connects immunity, digestion, and mental well-being. It's a way to maintain health by the balance of resilience. And there's going to be a huge amount of facts that come your way now, and I'm not going to talk them all through. But it literally is the center of the human universe. If you get the gut right, you're in a winning position. And previously, too many tests, well, they told you what was there, but with all due respect, they didn't tell you anything you could do about it. Not anymore. Not anymore. But when we manage this space, there is so much for us to navigate through. Over 100 trillion microorganisms. There's the weight of it, which is similar to the weight of our brain. There's over 1,000 bacterial species. We get into those cells, and you all know about cells. The gut microbiota numbers they outnumber the human cells. So there is more things living in you than you are. The lining is renewed every 4 to 5 days, so it responds quickly, and it's 70% of our immune system. It's the second brain, even though it develops first in the womb. Over 500 million neurons. More neurons than the spinal cord. 90% of our serotonin is produced in the gut, which is why you have an emotional interaction with food. And then when we stretch this space out, the digestive tract 7 to 9 meters, the small intestine 6 to 7. Why am I telling you all of this? Because measuring it is so complex, so difficult. But wherever there is a difficult terrain, you will find two types of people. And only you know which type of person you are. Some people stand at the foot of the mountain. They will comment about how big it is, how insurpassable it is, and they'll go home. Others look at the exact same challenge and say, I can't wait until we get to the top. And that is the spirit of adventure that we have. That is the spirit of exploration that we have at Zinzino in everything that we do. Give us the challenge, and we'll find a solution. And so now, I'm going to introduce someone to you who I am extremely proud and privileged to have as a member of our research team, as our product team. Not only is she an incredible intellect, she is a wonderful person. Immensely modest and humble. And you know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. You have a choice to be anything you want to be in life, but in all instances, choose to be kind. And so I want you to stand up and give a huge show of appreciation to the brains behind the mission, Dr. Martina Torrissen.
For years, most gut tests have focused on identifying who is there by cataloging species in stool samples. That tells us which types are present and how many different kinds there are. So essentially, the diversity. While that can be useful, it doesn't tell us the most important thing, which is, what are they actually doing? And the breakthrough of the past decade is the discovery that the bacteria and microbes living inside our guts produce something called metabolites, which are tiny molecules that enter our blood and acts as biological signals. And this test is built on that. No, these signals, they tell us not just about the composition, but they tell us about the microbial function and how the gut interacts with our own metabolism. And this test is built on that breakthrough. And at the heart of this is an amino acid called tryptophan. It's essential, which means that we have to get it from our food. And I like to think of tryptophan as arriving at a busy intersection, or a metabolic crossroads, we can call it. And from here, it can follow multiple routes in the body. One road leads to serotonin, which is important for mood and gut motility. Another road leads to kynurenine in a pathway that expands when the body is under stress or when the immune system is activated or under strain. And then a third road, which is opened only with the help of gut microbes. The indole pathway leads to health-supportive indole derivatives, including one unique one called indole propionic acid, or IPA. And each of these routes matter. Elevated kynurenine levels reflects immune activation and systemic strain. And by contrast, the microbial route that leads to IPA is consistently associated with gut barrier strength, antioxidant defense, and resilience. So this is where diet, microbes, and host metabolism meet. What makes IPA so special is that it is produced exclusively by our gut bacteria from tryptophan. So if IPA shows up in your blood, it means that your microbial activity is actively transforming tryptophan into this health supportive signal. And this is important because research shows that IPA supports gut barrier integrity, it acts as a powerful antioxidant, and it helps shape immune balance. So in other words, IPA is more than just a byproduct. It is increasingly recognized as a stabilizing signal and a proxy for a diverse, fiber-fed, and well-nourished microbiota. And higher levels of IPA are consistently seen in people with greater fiber intake and a richer microbial diversity. So more fiber essentially means more IPA. And that's why, from all of this, we can understand that IPA alone is already a valuable marker, which is why we report the IPA levels in these tests. And low levels suggest reduced microbial support, whereas higher levels reflect increased microbial support and fiber-fed, thriving microbiota. But IPA is only part of the picture. While IPA comes from the indole pathway, tryptophan can also be diverted into the kynurenine pathway, which expands under stress. So that's why we also look at ratios. The IPA to kynurenine ratio reflects whether health-supportive microbial signals are keeping pace with stress-driven metabolism. The kynurenine to tryptophan ratio shows how much tryptophan is being diverted down stress-related pathways. And the IPA to tryptophan ratio shows how efficiently microbes are converting tryptophan into this health-supportive signal. And together, These ratios give a dynamic fingerprint of balance between resilience and strain. And this is how it all becomes truly relevant, because these pathways are not fixed. They respond to the world we live in and the choices we make. And on the left here, you can see that when the microbiota is imbalanced, immune strain rises. Poor diets, stress, and other lifestyle pressures will push more traffic down the Kynnin road. But with supportive inputs like fiber, polyphenol, exercise, and sleep, the microbiota produces more of these stabilizing metabolites, including short-chain fatty acids and IPA, which helps to reinforce balance and resilience. So in short, tryptophan metabolism mirrors our choices. It reflects what we eat, how we live, and the choices and the pressures our bodies are under. And this is how it all comes together, because we don't just report the individual markers. We also combine them into a gut health index. And at the lower end of the index, it reflects reduced microbial support and greater stress-driven metabolism, while the higher end reflects robust microbial activity, efficient conversion into protective metabolites, and minimal immune strain. So the gut health index makes the science accessible while still being grounded in complex biology. And it shows, at a glance, whether the system leans towards resilience or towards strain. So with this test, for the first time, we can translate cutting-edge microbiome science into a simple, at-home tool. And one drop of blood can help you see the balance point between resilience and strain. So what does this mean in practice? Well, first of all, this test does not diagnose disease. However, it provides valuable insights into whether your microbiota is producing beneficial metabolites like IPA, into whether stress-related pathways are dominating, and the balance between gut microbes and the body's metabolism. And because diet and lifestyle all influence these pathways, the results are actionable. Fiber, polyphenols, sleep, exercise, these are all choices we can make in order to help shift the balance. So the gut health test is a step towards a new way of understanding and supporting health. And it represents the next generation of gut health testing, moving us from who is there, which is all about microbial diversity, to what are they doing, the functional output of the microbiome-host interaction measured by the metabolites in your blood. Now, please help me welcome our CMO, Gabrielle Helmer, on stage, and she will tell you everything you need to know about how to bring this launch to life.